I don't know what tip we're actually on today. I've been kind of distracted the past week or and a half, if you can't notice, because a lot of people have been asking where I've been, and have had some issues and death in family and family coming into town, and it's just been a distraction. So today I just want to talk a little bit about that, and I think we're at tip number 4. If I'm wrong, we'll deal with that when it comes. But let's start off with tip number 4, handling distractions. What's going on, world? It's your boy BigChips here. Listen, today we are talking about how to handle distractions. I've been doing my Facebook series and bumpy road, trying to get that done for my team mainly, and anybody that joins me, and I'm going to share with the ILN family. But the more I focus on all these different Facebook strategies and techniques, and we all get them from the same places, and we all share them, and we're all gurus. But one thing I want to talk to you about is distractions. A lot of us waste our time with distractions, and you sit there and battle people, and I know I fell victim to it too. I did. People want to trash something and run their mouth about something that they don't know about, and you try to be nice and tell them, I can see your point, but you're wrong, and trying to teach them not to go spitting off at the mouth, acting a fool, making an ass out of themselves. But sometimes you can't get through. But you know what? That's not our job. Our job is to focus on making ourselves the best that we can be, to becoming the best that we can be, to being that which we should have been from a long time ago, and trying to make it how we can make ourselves better. So today I want you to talk about distractions. I want you to think about how much time do you spend talking to people? How much time do you spend on Facebook, on your email, on phone calls? Whatever it is. It doesn't matter what business. This is value, guys. But how much time do you waste throughout the day and throughout time? Is what you're doing working? And are you keeping track of your stats? And I guess that's the biggest key, is are you actually keeping up with your stats and what you're doing to make sure that you are profitable in your aforementioned time, right? Are you hitting the pay clock with distraction marketing and trying to get these signups and get these people into a business where you're not actually even getting them into the business? You're trying to sell them on listening to you. And I say that because I use Facebook marketing, both paid and the free tactics. You got to build relationships. You got to know who they are. You got to know what's going on and different tactics, and you got to watch what you spend your time on. How you market is vital to your life, really. So if you're spending time on a situation where you're talking to one person and you're spending more than an hour on that one person, and they're not going to buy, you can tell by what they're saying, you can tell by the way they feel. I mean, it's obvious. And that's what I really want you to focus on, is listen to your gut. If you want to do the Facebook marketing tricks and you want to follow like my Facebook methods and the methods used by others, then do it. But you got to understand it works differently for each person. You got to know when to move on. So as Kenny Rogers singing Hustler, you got to know when to hold on, know when to fold on, know when to lay them down and walk away, people. The point is, you got to know and listen to yourself. You got to pay attention. Don't waste your time on somebody that's on a succubus. someone's going to just kind of suck the life out of you, or try to tell you how bad your business is, or tell you everything that's wrong with you or your business, whatever that may be. Because people will get jealous, and they may not have the money, and that's a big key too. People may not have the money, and they will attack you, and they will try to cut you down because they can't afford it and they're jealous. You understand? There's people doing these little spammer trolls that hate on people. They're just scared, or they got beat out because they couldn't keep up with something, or they didn't do what they were supposed to. They didn't follow the tactics and stuff like that. So I mean, the problem of it is if they don't do their part, they have no right to speak out on it, especially if they know nothing about the situation. So, pay attention to what the distractions are in your life. Rid yourself of distractions. Rid yourself of haters. Rid yourself of people that bring you down. It's not worth it, guys. It's really not. And if the people in your life bring you down and try to demoralize you, or whatever the case may be, why have them around? Did you know it's just as easy to feel happy as it is to feel bad, sad, depressed, and feeling less of what you are? So why not try to feel happy? Why not try to be good? Why not try to find ways to better your life? And that's the key. That's the situation at hand. So, figure out what it is in life that you want and be that. And don't let nobody else tell you that you can't, because you can. Okay? I may not like what you do, or I may not agree with your tactics or your marketing, but it's you. That's just my opinion. And although I highly regard my opinion, I think very highly of what my thoughts are on a situation, because I've been through a lot of it, or I've stepped through it. But you may not be there yet. You will one day. I promise you that. You will one day. You'll get tired of all the same tactics and work that causes the situation, and you'll see that there's easier ways to run your business than to waste your time. Automation is gold. So, all right. Well, that's all the rant I got for you today. I'm gonna try to keep it wrapped up short, and we'll touch base again. I hope you got some value out of this. And my rants, this guy was distracting me on the road, and squirrel, it happens. ADD kicks in. But yeah, that's it. So back to the road. One love, and I will see you guys on the other side. In a life of just certainty. What? And hold on. That right there. No tags. And a point. Hope you can see that. Anyway, and this guy is driving like a freaking maniac. I just have this feeling he's gonna kill somebody. Glad he got up there way away from me. Y'all should never be in that kind of hurry whatsoever. I mean, if you're it's just stupid. I mean, right now I'm going 75 miles an hour. Oops. Told you I was speeding. But this guy passed me up like I was sitting still. That means if I clocked it out, that guy's probably going about 95 to 100 miles an hour down this busy interstate, and weaving in and out of traffic like he's running from something. So it's never good. And here's my problem with that. Where are the damn cops? Where are the cops when this jacket makes no daggum sense? You know, a cop will be sitting there when I'm going 5 miles over the speed limit and pop me, but this fool weaving in and out of traffic going excessive of 100 miles an hour on an interstate, which is stupid, and there's no cops anywhere. Ridiculous putts.